Welcome to District Dialogues. My name is Marvin Arrington Jr., Fulton County Commissioner, representing District 5. District 5 encompasses the cities of Atlanta, South Fulton, East Point, Union City, and College Park. Some of the great landmarks in District 5 include Zoo Atlanta, the former Fort McPherson, which is now home to Tyler Perry's new movie studio, the Porsche headquarters, Camp Creek Marketplace, and my favorite, the Wolf Creek Amphitheater. During this show, we hope to share information about organizations, initiatives, individuals, and resources in Fulton County and throughout District 5 for areas that I champion on behalf of Fulton County. So let's get straight to it. I'm a proud member of the Justice and Public Safety Committee for the National Association of Counties, also known as NACO. In our Justice and Public Safety segment, we like to share information from our partners that provide resources about justice and public safety. Today, please meet Ian Elmore Moore, Community Resource Specialist with the Fulton County District Attorney's Office of Gang Prevention. Welcome to the show, Ian.
Thank you for having me, Commissioner Harrington.
All right, so tell us, what is the Office of Gang Prevention?
The Office of Gang Prevention is unique. District Attorney Paul Howard said that we're incarcerating young people at alarming rates for participating in criminal street gang activity. We cannot continue to do that. There has to be something else. We have to start mentoring. We have to start tutoring. We have to start alleviating the issues that are around our young people in joining criminal street gangs. So I'm not a prosecutor, right? I'm not an investigator. I have no law enforcement background. I'm actually an educator. He felt the need that we need more mentors within our community.
Well, that is certainly true, and certainly happy to support our district attorney in that effort because our children need as much help as they can get nowadays.
Absolutely.
What is the typical age range that you all are finding that kids are being recruited into these gangs?
Unfortunately, Commissioner Arrington, I've been to elementary schools where I see kids who are displaying gang signs. They're not necessarily doing criminal activity, but you could see it as early as in the third grade.
Well, I guess you get exposed to it by family members and those that are around, and you mimic those things even that young.
Absolutely. Atlanta's unique in this approach because this is an era where we can really evoke change. We're not like Los Angeles or Chicago or even New York City or New Jersey, where I'm from, where we have generations of people who are involved in criminal street gang activity. We're really on the cusp. We're on the first or second generation. So we can get a grip on it right now, right? We're going to end the cycle and we won't be like a Los Angeles where experiencing 60 years of criminal street gang activity.
So why do our youth join these gangs? What's the attraction?
You know, there's a lot of different reasons, right? I could talk from a psychological understanding of like Maslow's hierarchy of needs, right? So they're looking for a sense of security or belonging. Basic needs aren't being met, and then sometimes it's just social. They just want to be cool. They want to fit in. A lot of the young people, they think girls would be more attracted to them, or young men would be more attracted to them if they could put on this street persona. We're in Atlanta, so you already know how the media is playing a role into it. So we got a lot of our hip hop executives. We have a lot of our movies that are being shot here. So there's glamour in criminal street gang activity, unfortunately.
So what can we do to prevent this activity? What are you guys doing, and how can we help?
I go throughout the community, throughout District 5, and I educate teachers and parents about what to look for. Because a lot of these times parents are listening to the music in the car and they have no idea they're making references to gang activity. Right. They're taking pictures with their grandma throwing up a gang sign and they have no idea that that is a gang sign. So what we really like to do is just highlight. We want to highlight and make everybody aware of what gang activity truly is. We show them the signs, we show them the terminology, we display the clothing that they might wear just so they can have that conversation. We just want to have our parents and our teachers engage our young people so that they can curb their activity to something more positive.
What are some of those signs that our parents that our county, our residents need to be aware of, so if they see it, they'll know?
Okay, so yeah, I'll break it down for you. The most prevalent gang that we're seeing, there's so many, especially in District 5. If you go to Jonesboro Road, so you have Young Thug's crew, they're called YSL, so Slime. Slime would do something like this. It has a Y, a S, and an L to indicate that they're a member of YSL gang. If you're on Old National, or if you're in Thomasville or Boulevard, that's really predominantly a Crip neighborhood. So you'll see Rolling 60 Crips, and they throw neighborhood, because they're neighborhood Rolling 60 Crips. If you go down to Brown Middle School, as you go up to Washington, of course I'm not naming these schools, I'm just talking about the general area, you'll have 9 Trey Bloods. So they'll throw up 9 Trey. It's a 9 with three fingers to indicate the Trey. PFK, which is closer to Delmar Lane, the Flats as they call it, Adamsville. So 7 courts, you'll see a lot of members of the Bloods or PFK there. So it's about just allowing people to recognize this. Right? If you see a sign, you see a kid throwing up Rolling 60 Crip, don't say, hey, don't join the gang, because automatically, right, kids nowadays are tuning you out. Just say, is that Rolling 60s? Because a lot of our adults and our young people, they'll be shocked. They'll be like, hold on, Grandma, how you know Rolling 60 Crip? Nah, Grandma, that's not Rolling 60 Crip, but you're getting that engagement, you're getting that conversation piece, so that you can say, next time you see it, right, I know what it is. Don't do that anymore. So why are you portraying this gang lifestyle, right? That's all we really want to do. We want to create this atmosphere where people are educated about criminal street gang activity. We feel that education will be the cornerstone of changing criminal street gang activity within our community.
Well, and, then once you do that, the child can relate to you, and once the child can relate to you, they can open up to receive any additional messages. Who are some of your community partners?
Oh man, I have so many, especially in District 5. So we have Gary Davis at Next Level Boys Academy, the Andrew and Walter Young YMCA. They have the Black Male Lab that's going on every Monday, and Campbellton YMCA. We have Fathers First, Keith Lewis, who's doing an excellent job throughout the community. Dominic Stokes is doing an excellent job doing economic development. So he's employing Italian ices and selling them so kids can make money that way instead of selling drugs. There's a lot of community partners, but one in particular is Emory University. We're partnering with Emory University because we want to answer that initial question of why our youth are joining gangs. We can speculate, but we want data to show that this is the reason why. Is gang activity going down when the Falcons are doing well? Right? Is there more gang activity when there's no basketball or football games playing in the Metro Atlanta area? Right? If there's more gang activity when an album is released by a known gang member within our community, we want to start to look at that data. And we're so grateful that you guys have awarded us that 475 Fairburn Road facility, so we can house that information there, so we can really start to find out why our youth are joining gangs.
Well, awesome. Sounds like you got your hands full.
Absolutely, absolutely. But the work needs to be done.
How can our audience find out more about the District Attorney's Office of Gang Prevention and all of the great things that you're doing? Yeah,
they can definitely reach out to me via email. My email address is ian.elmore@fultoncountyga.gov. So that's Ian, IAN, .ELMORE-MOORE at FultonCountyGA.gov. I had to incorporate my mother's maiden name is Elmore, and my father's name was Moore. But my mother did a lot of raising, so I felt the need to collaborate those names to Elmore Moore.
I love it. I love it. I love it. It's great having you on the show, Ian.
Okay,
thank you. We'll be right back with our D5 Spotlight. Stay with us. Welcome back. In our D5 Spotlight, we recognize organizations and individuals that are striving to empower our community and our county. Our next guest is Cam Christian, Director of Community Engagement with Plant Lanta. Welcome to the show, Cam.
Thank you for having me.
So tell us, what is Plant Lanta?
Plant Lanta, so we're an educational platform aiming to inspire, encourage, and motivate our young children and young adults to be able to promote food, environmental, and social justice within our urban communities.
Awesome. I love it. And so what inspired you to start Plant Atlanta?
There's just a lack of involvement from people my age and younger, so millennials, centennials. There's a lack of involvement, but at the same time, there's just such an immediate need within our urban communities, our underserved youth in our communities here in Atlanta.
All right, and so where's Plant Atlanta located?
We don't have a home base. We like to say the community is our office. So most of the events we do are outside on urban farms. I do a lot of work remotely from behind the scenes, but our community is the office. So Atlanta, Metro Atlanta, all counties.
I love it. And who do you serve? What types of people do you serve? I heard you talk about the kids earlier.
Right. So young children and young adults. So school age from K to 12. All the way up to high school, all the way up to higher ed institutions. So we do a lot of work, a lot of partnerships with surrounding colleges here in Atlanta, and they help us really boost, the communities that are underserved. So we have those urban communities. Say, for instance, we do a lot of work in East Point, College Park. There's a lot of food deserts down that way. It's just areas and communities that have lack of access to fresh, healthy food. We do a lot of urban farming events. So yeah.
All right. And tell us, if you will, about some of those events that you do. And I know you spoke about working with some of the colleges and some of the schools. What type of events do you all do?
We do a lot of, our big thing is our staple event, so to speak, is our Plant Atlanta Volunteer Day. So what we're doing is we're just bringing a cooler edge to a volunteer event. So we're making it just that, an event. We'll have DJs, raffles to concert, get free concert tickets. Just trying to make it cool. Just trying to make it quote unquote dope to actually give back to your community and actually care about the people in your area.
All right, and tell us what's next for Plant Atlanta. What do you have on the horizon?
Considering we're a newer organization, we're a little over a year old. At this point, to close out the end of the year, we're just working on a lot of fundraising so we can continue to not only continue our programs for next year, but also build upon that. Just make a bigger impact. We're actually working on a volunteer app. To where it's almost, we're bridging volunteerism and social networking. So it's a volunteer app that's almost has an interface of a social network. So once you're out there on the field volunteering at whatever event, they can share it. So that in turn would inspire their peers to be able to do the same thing. So it's all about educating folks our age, young millennials and under, to be able to inspire their peers.
Well, I love it. They say this is going to be the year of the vegan. They got the vegan fried chicken and the vegan Whopper.
It's here.
Plant-based products.
Yeah.
How can we stay connected to you and Plant Atlanta and find out more about what you're doing?
Well, we're heavy on social media. Our Facebook is facebook.com/PlantAtlanta, so PLANTLANTA. Big on Instagram, Instagram.com/official Plant Atlanta, spelled the same way. And we're actually in the midst of working on a website, an official website. But for now, you can find us on Facebook, Instagram. All of our contact information's on there. Just keep in touch with us because we'll be rolling out a lot of events, and that could help in a big way. Just being aware of the programs and the initiatives that we're putting out in the community. We want to make sure that you guys are up to date, and that's how we put out all the news.
Awesome. Right. Well, thank you for all the great work that you're doing. Yeah. Certainly important that we know more about plants and eating better and
for sure
treating our environment better, all at the same time. Thanks for joining us. Thanks for joining us today. Stay with us, everyone. We have a special guest in our art segment. I'm the proud executive sponsor of Arts and Culture for the Fulton County Board of Commissioners. I also serve on the Atlanta Fulton County Recreation Authority and the Arts Commission for the National Association of County. In our art segment, I like to highlight arts and cultural organizations and programs in Fulton County. However, today I'm pleased to share with you the good news about one of our county departments that's making a big splash in the multi-billion-dollar film industry here in Georgia. Today, please meet Shania Chavis Rucker, who not only oversees our award-winning Fulton Government television station, but she also leads our Fulton Films division. Welcome to the show, Shania.
Thanks, Commissioner. Thanks for having us.
So, tell us, what is the Fulton Films division, and what are you busy doing?
Well, if anybody should know what Fulton Films is, it is you, because you've been such an advocate for our office. But typically our office is or has been the permitting hub for production companies who want to use one of our venues for one of their blockbuster films. But in the last year and a half or 2 years, we have really kind of expanded the services of our office just so that we could have a brand refresh and kind of get more into the community and more into the industry.
So tell us some of the great movies and blockbuster productions that have been filmed in Fulton.
You would be amazed at just how many blockbuster movies have been filmed on our properties. In fact, the blockbuster of all blockbusters of all time, Marvel's Avenger Endgame, filmed right, in fact, in our office, in our stairwell. That movie did an amazing job at the box office, but also even recently we've had Will Smith with Bad Boys 3. We had Samuel Jackson with Shaft, Richard Jewell, so Clint Eastwood. So you name it, they have been using a lot of our properties, everything from the courthouse to Brownfield to just a little bit about everything we've got. Folks like to use them.
Well, you know, we've got some really great facilities in Fulton County, and glad to know that they're being taken advantage of.
For a fee.
In 2019, the Board of Commissioners supported funding for Fulton Films. What were some of the goals?
Well, we were very appreciative, and we're looking forward to 2020, hoping that we get additional resources, or any resources, quite honestly. But in 2019, our focus was really about brand awareness. A lot of folks didn't have any idea that Fulton Films even existed. They knew about the City of Atlanta's office, they knew about the state office, but they didn't know about Fulton Films. So we spent a great deal of our effort on some of the marketing for brand awareness for that office. Also then revenue generation. I mentioned fees. You know, whenever they use our facilities, they actually have to pay a fee. So we wanted whatever the board gave us, we wanted to be able to at least make that and then some, which we've been able to do. And then partnerships. We wanted to partner with industry organizations and other cities so that we could make a bigger splash in this industry.
Well, you guys have been doing a great job all year with that, and look forward to continuing and expanding that effort as we go into 2020.
Thank you.
What are your expectations for 2020 for Fulton Films?
Well, first quarter of 2020 is really film festival and film festival season in the industry. So with your support, I know you've gone for years, but you've never been able to go with your film office. Sundance, the biggest film industry festival there is, we're looking to activate in 2020. We're also looking to continue with some of the partnerships that we've already made. And one of in terms of some of the other festivals, Bronze Lens, ABFF, the Atlanta Jewish Film Festival, the Atlanta Film Festival, all the like. We look forward to doing those in 2020. And we also, Commissioner, I don't even know if you are even aware of this, we're so excited about this, our Silver Screen Ambassador Program with our seniors. They're coming out and helping us so that when we have events and even on some of our productions, they'll come out as a volunteer, and they're going to be supporting us in 2020.
Well, that is a great way to honor our seniors and thank them, and also give them a little excitement and activity at the same time.
You know, Commissioner, when we had our launch meeting in November of this year, some of the folks who signed up said, so what happens if when we're discovered? Do we still have to be a part of the ambassadors program? They're really looking forward to big things with this program.
All right, we're going to have to get them over to Tyler Perry Studio.
Exactly.
Talk about the strength and the numbers that we've seen in the growth in the film industry in Georgia over the past few years.
Yeah, so in 2018, the state loves to tell folks that 9.5 billion in terms of an impact here, over 455 films, and so this year's proving to be just as spectacular, and we're excited that we're just being counted in the number.
Well, those film credits help
big time.
help bring a lot of those productions.
And in 2020, we're real optimistic that they will remain, but we have to see what happens under the Gold Dome.
All right. Are there any other programs or events that Fulton Films partners with?
Oh my goodness. Well, in 2019 alone, we partnered with the American Youth Festival, Bronze Lens, ABFF. We partnered with Location Managers Guild to have our first ever FAM tour. That's an industry term for familiarization tour. They came and toured all of our facilities. A Georgia Production Partnership. We went over to the Aru Studios. You hung out with us then.
Yes.
And we're also partnering with them again for the end of the year event. And so we're looking forward to doing some of the same next year, and hopefully, even find additional partnerships with some of our cities. In fact, we're going to be launching something, and so this is like breaking news right here on your show. It's called the Peach Collaborative, where we, as you recall, when you were at ABFF, and you invited all the other cities there at our mixer to introduce themselves to the crowd, you said, this doesn't make sense that we're all doing this individually. Right. Well, we decided to come together, and we're launching an organization that's called the Peach Collaborative, and our office is spearheading that effort with the City of Atlanta, Hartsfield, and the state of Georgia, so that when we go places around the country, we go as one collective group.
There's strength in numbers,
yes,
right?
Sir. Yes, sir.
So that makes a ton of sense. How can our audience find out more information about Fulton Films and all the great things that Fulton Films is doing?
Well, if they have questions, they can always just email us at fulton.films@fultoncountyga.gov. But of course, on social, we are very, very active on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook at Fulton Films.
Well, thank you so much. I want to see our film industry continue to grow, and I hope that Fulton County residents will be able to take advantage of that and profit from it, and hopefully Fulton County government will be able to as well.
Well, Commissioner, you've been a great support, and we really appreciate it. Thank you so much.
No, thank you. When we come back, our Did You Know segment. Stay tuned. As we close out today's show, we would like to provide information about Fulton County services in our Did You Know segment. Please meet Nikki Peterson, Deputy Clerk to the Commission of the Board of Commissioners.
Thanks, Commissioner. Did you know that the Board of Commissioners meet every first and third Wednesdays of each month? We are responsible for the agendas for the BOC meeting, which are available the Friday before the board meetings. All agendas and minutes are available at fultoncountyga.gov.
Thank you, Nikki. And finally, I'd like to invite you to stay connected with my office. You can reach us by phone, email, website, or through our social media on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Thanks for watching District Dialogues. We'll see you next time.